Yo, what up? Still Broke Podcast. It's your boy Marcus Moore. We in the building, man. Let's just get started. Let's get going with this thing. The Bears hire Ben Johnson. He was the first of the head coaching dominoes to fall, and the Bears get their guy per se. So Ben Johnson, the former offensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, who led the league in offense, resurrected Jared Goff, is now the head coach of the Chicago Bears. So, question is, out of all the people that the Bears interviewed, did the Bears get their guy? Did they get the guy they wanted? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I mean, damn, they interviewed everybody. I was almost on the short list to get interviewed here shortly, but they got the guy they wanted. And I want to say this with Chicago Bears, man. Chicago Bears was on that, you know what? They was on that bull jump. They was telling us it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be an offensive guy. Offensive guy is not important to us. A leader of men, a guy who's been here before, a guy who can change the culture, all that. That's what the Bears try to tell us. That was a lie. We knew that going into this, okay? That was a lie. Now you see it when they hire Ben Johnson, okay? Because Ben Johnson has no experience, all right? He is an offensive guy, and we don't know if he can build culture. We have no idea if he can do any of that, right? But what he can do is he can call offense. That's what he can do. So when we talk about if the Bears got their guy, or if among the choices, is he the right choice? Is Ben Johnson the best choice? Is he the right choice? You know what? He was the only choice. He was the only choice that the Bears could make. They had to go get Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson was the hottest commodity out there as far as coaching is concerned, and they had to go get him. And you know why they had to go get him? Because they have to make this Caleb thing work. They have to make it work. They came into last year saying there has never been a better situation for a rookie quarterback in the history of the NFL. They surrounded him with Pro Bowl talent all over the place, and then they also drafted a receiver in the top 10. Okay? They had a top 10 defense coming back. And guess what? It didn't work. Not only did it didn't work, but they also saw other rookies with less rosters outperform him. So the Bears had to make this choice because it was the only choice. It was never about culture. It was never about leader of men. It was about making Caleb Williams great. They have to make this work. No matter what. No matter what. It doesn't matter if the defense is 32 out of 32. Does not matter. Doesn't matter if the special teams is 32 out of 32. Does not matter. The only thing that matters is that Caleb Williams works. They invested too much into him. They invested into the offense. They got rid of their other. Listen, when they trade, no matter what you and I think of Justin Fields, no matter what I think of him, no matter what you think of him, we know what his teammates thought of him. We know what a lot of the league thought of him. And getting rid of him was a huge deal to that Bears locker room. And there may have been some residual from that this year. I don't know that. I can't say that for sure. But we know what that meant to that Bears locker room. So doing that and going all in with Caleb, you have to make it work. You have to make it work. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It doesn't matter. And that's why Ben Johnson was hired. Okay? That's why he was hired. Listen, do I think it's going to work? I don't know. I mean, could be tremendous. Could be stupendous. Could be disastrous. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm in the boat where I think it's either going to go really well or it's going to go really bad. I don't think there will be in between here. I don't know if Ben Johnson can coach culture. I don't know if he's a quote-unquote leader of men. I don't know that. I don't know what his staff is going to look like. We hear that Dennis Allen is coming, which will be a good start. But I have no idea. What I do know is that he can call offense. I do know that. What I don't know is if he can call offense also being a head coach. I have no idea. And I don't have any kind of, I'm not feeling any way leaning this way or that way. I just think, hey, it's either going to go really good or it's going to be really bad. I just don't know which one it is. I guess I would say this. I would lean towards it being good. I would lean towards that. I would think he learned a lot from Dan Campbell. He's not Dan Campbell as far as a culture guy. That's not who he is. He doesn't have that type of bravado. He doesn't have that type of when he walks into the room. He doesn't have that type of aura when he walks into a room. That's not who he is. But he's good at what he does. He's great at what he does. And that is why they hired him. They have to get this Caleb thing right. They have to get the offense moving. And if they can do that, then they should be successful. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a good roster. This is a really good roster that they have. Yes, their offensive line is not very good, but the rest of the team is pretty damn good. All right? When you have a DeAndre Swift and a DJ Moore and a Keenan, I don't know if Keenan Allen resigns, but you had a Keenan Allen, you had a Rome Odunze, you had a Cole Kmet, you had a Gerald Everett. When you have those guys on offense, that's a lot of weaponry. That's a lot. And you know what? It didn't do anything for you last year. But to sit here and act like this roster doesn't have a lot of pieces and doesn't have weapons, that's crazy. Now, we're going to try to downgrade it, of course, because Caleb didn't turn out to what he didn't have as good as years we thought he was going to have. So that can't be Caleb's fault. That has to be somebody else's fault. Now, we can sit here and say they had to change OCs, they fired their head coach. Yeah, those are facts, and those do matter. Not going to act like it doesn't. But he's part of the reason why those things happen. He's part of the reason why those things happen. So going into the next year, Ben Johnson knows, listen, I got a potential top 10 defense already. I got weapons everywhere. And he loves Caleb Williams. And I think, honestly, by making this hire, that's the most important part of this, is that he loves this dude. He loves Caleb Williams. He said himself, this is part of the reason why I took this job. Like, he could have took the Raiders. I think the Raiders and the Jags were in his top 3. He liked Caleb better than Trevor Lawrence. The Raiders didn't have a quarterback. And plus, they don't have the roster that the Bears have right now. He also knows that Detroit's going to take a blow by him not being there and Aaron Glenn not being there. He's aware of that. He knows that. Now, Detroit still roster-wise is better, but he knows coaching-wise, they're probably not going to be because they lose him and Aaron Glenn. So, moving forward, he loves Caleb Williams. He chose Caleb Williams. Basically, if Caleb Williams would have played for the Jaguars, he chose Jaguars. If Caleb Williams would have played for the Raiders, he would have chosen the Raiders. He chose Caleb Williams and then the Bears. The Bears just happened to be attached to Caleb Williams. Now, again, that's how it should be. I love that he loves Caleb Williams because that's how you're going to get the best out of the quarterback. Now, there has been questions about his work ethic as a rookie. I think those things can improve. I don't know. I don't have feet on the ground over there, but there have been questions about that. And I think that Ben Johnson can right that wrong or get that ship steered in the right direction. But the simple fact that he loves him the way that you need to love your player to be great, that's the one thing that I do like. Because players need that love. They need love too. They need love too. I always said, listen, because I always said I'm a Caleb guy and a Justin guy. I'm both. I'm not one of these people that like hate one and don't like the other. Like, I like both of them. But I always said Justin needed a guy who can love him like John Harbaugh loves Lamar Jackson. Like, and that's what Caleb got. Caleb got the guy. He got a John Harbaugh that loves him the way that he loves Lamar Jackson. I need a guy, if I'm a quarterback, that loves me the way that Jim Harbaugh, okay, that he loves. How did I forget? Justin Herbert. I almost forgot his name. Justin Herbert. Like, he loves that dude. Like, that's his guy. Sean McVay loves him some Matt Stafford. Like, you need guys that are like, no, I'm married to you. Now, Sean McVay and Matt Stafford may be coming across a divorce, and it's not because they don't love each other. It's just because one's getting older and things are going to change a little. But that ain't because of love. They're not going to love. Like, this isn't a Minnesota situation where you were speed dating Sam Darnold. No, like, you need your coach to be like, listen, this is my guy. I'm riding with him no matter what. This is the guy that I wanted. This is the guy that I need. And we need each other. We so in love with each other. All right. So that's what you're getting with Chicago, is that Ben Johnson will do everything he can in his power to make Caleb be great. Everything he can, because he believes in Caleb that much. And that's probably the best thing about this hire, is that you're going to get that. So do I expect the offense to flourish with the weapons that they have? I do. We'll see what they have as far as moving forward, what they're going to do in the draft. Obviously, they have a lot of money in free agency. I think they have the 4th most cap space, so they can go out and get some linemen. They'll probably draft some as well. So they're in a good position to do a lot of good things, But as far as Ben Johnson goes, there's a lot of unknown. There's a lot of unknown. I don't know. Is he a good evaluator of talent? I have no clue. How is he going to do in free agency? I have no idea. How is he going to mesh with defensive guys? I have no idea. I have no clue on a lot of things. All I know is that he's really good at calling plays, and hopefully that translates. And this was the gamble that you had to take. Because it was the guy that everybody wanted. It was the guy that everybody wanted. Okay, so if it doesn't work out, it's okay. You can say to your fan base, Chicago, listen, we took the guy you wanted. We did it different than any other time. We didn't take the defensive guy. We didn't take a guy who was relatively unknown. We took the best offensive guy with the resume that we've seen firsthand, because we play him in our division. We've seen him firsthand. We know how good he is. He was the hottest commodity out there, and we got him. So even if it doesn't work, Bears management look at Bears fans and say, listen, we did it, okay? we did exactly what you wanted us to do, and we did everything in our power to make it work for Caleb Williams. And I will say this, they have. They've got all the weapons for him. Obviously, the O-line needs to be upgraded a little bit, but they've done as much as they can to make this kid successful. So now they bring in the hotshot guru, the young guru that everybody wanted, and now presents you Caleb Williams. Do what you please. Listen, man. Again, as far as Chicago Bears are concerned, was it the right choice? Doesn't matter. It was the only choice. Doesn't matter. It was the only choice. It was the only choice. And we'll see how it pans out. You know, as a Bears fan, listen, I don't know. I think at this point we're so numb to the Chicago Bears at this point. I can't even really get excited. I just can't. Like, I'm just like, all right, we'll see what happens. Like, don't get me excited again and then break my heart. Don't do it. Don't do it. Like, I've had too many bad Sundays for me to just sit up here and be like, okay, now he's the fixer-upper. Now we're back in the mix. Should the Bears be a playoff team next year? Yes, they should. The roster is good enough. The roster is good enough. Now, if you're as good as you say you are offensively, and that defense comes back even the same, you should make the playoffs for sure. You definitely should. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's what you're walking into. Now, is Ben Johnson ready to handle that type of pressure? Is he ready to handle that? Is he ready to handle the Chicago media? Is he ready to handle all the things that come with being the Chicago Bears head coach if anything decides to go wrong? Is he ready for that? That we're going to find out. That we're going to find out, because this is not Detroit. This is not Detroit. It is a whole different animal. I know the Bears are not the winningest program as of late, but media here in Chicago and Chicago Bears fans, it is a whole different ball game, Detroit. So he needs to figure out. So he'll figure that out on the way. So can he handle that? We'll see. We'll see. But you know what? The offense should be better. It has to be better. It will be better. But that's gonna, we'll see what happens when he does with Caleb Williams. But that's what they brought him in for, and it was a choice that they had to make, and it was not just the right choice. It was the only choice as far as I'm concerned. So Bears fans, you got what you wanted. You got Ben Johnson. Now it's time to show and prove. And again, I don't know. It can go either way. I think it's either going to go really good or it's going to be really bad. But either way, we strapped in a roller coaster either way to see how it goes. So you know what? Ben Johnson, congratulations. Welcome to Chicago. As they say, bear down. And we get started. We will be able to see how good are you and how good can you make this kid, because this has to work. They think he's a superstar. They think he's all that. They think he could be one of the best. Can you turn him into that? Because that's what you've been hired to do. So we'll see what happens. The clock has started. And you know what? It's on you now, Ben Johnson. You got what you wanted. You got what you asked for. So good luck. Man, we'll catch you on the next one. Still broke. We out of here. Peace out.